Beloved, you're not going to believe what I found on Facebook Marketplace. I've been looking for 2 years for this, and I could not be more excited. I had to drive 4 hours one way to get it, but it was all worth it. I found essentially a brand new 12-foot welded aluminum Graeger H-Series. I haven't really looked at it. I had to rush in there and grab it, and I was just so excited. Let's pull it out, take a look at it. I'm very excited to get it rigged up. Sweet Loaf loves to go fishing. We have half a dozen lakes within an hour drive of here, and this is gonna be absolutely perfect. So, check this out. And original owner, used twice with the original manual and everything. Always stored inside. This thing is truly a unicorn. Let's pull it out and have a look. Look at the condition. I mean, it's dirty, but it still has the original satin, fully extruded piece here in the front, welded eye, box chined, fully welded. These are really premium boats. It even came with a set of the beach wheels, which I haven't used before, and that's going to be very nice. I'm going to get a trailer for it. I got to wait for one to come up on Facebook Marketplace. This weighs about, I'm guessing, 150 pounds. Let's see if we can get this out of here without chewing it up. I'm also going to be putting an electric outboard on it, and that'll be a first for me because the lakes north of here, you can use outboards as long as they're not gas. So that'll give us the ability to fish all of them, and that's going to be nice. It'd be nice not to have to listen to that engine running. Look at the logo. It's factory sticker. I cannot believe the condition of it. I've looked at so many of these and they're all just roached out and they've been outside. This is 23 years old and still, I mean, once I clean it up and polish it, it'll look just like showroom. These little tires need pumped up. They're pretty well flat. Load range B, 50 pounds maximum pressure. I can't say enough good things about the Milwaukee air compressor, or these inflators. They really are amazing. I don't know that I would buy a big air compressor. This Graeger is 12 feet, if I didn't mention, which is a nice size. It's small enough where you can throw it in the back of a pickup, or you can trailer it, obviously. You can put a 20 horse on it, up to. I'm not gonna go with the gas engine. I'm gonna go, as I said, with the electric. But that kind of speaks to how well it's made. That's a pretty good size engine for a small bike, or a small boat. Let's see if we can figure out how these things go on here. Got a couple of pins. Okay. Oh, I see. All right, so this pin stays in. This is pretty good design, actually. So you pull these down, so when you get in the water, you can store them up. That's a really nice design. These are actually made in Clackamas, Oregon, not too far from where I grew up. Now, this whole endeavor may or may not go well. I can definitely see a trailer in my future. Let's see if we can't scooch that out without dropping it. We'll throw a piece of masonite under the keel there so we don't chew that all up. One of my first jobs when I was still in high school, I got a job working for a marina that sold Graeger boats. I used to work on them and dream of having one. I always thought that they made about the best. This and Klamath, as far as West Coast welded aluminum boats, are definitely top of the line. So I think we'll put the strap on here. I should be able to just lower it down. Hopefully I don't lower myself down. How heavy is that? This seems like a good idea. I think I might just be better off doing this. Yeah, it's not that heavy. guess I can grab the handle there. Perfect. All right, let's prop it up here and we'll do a walk around. What is a very handsome boat. Nice lines, nice deep V there. Thick aluminum, it'll hold up well. Full box chine, so it's gonna be really rigid and stiff. These are really, really built well. To find one in this condition is just unbelievable. Transom looks good. You have to be careful with a lot of these. They're all rotted out on boats that sit outside. Foam, yep, foam under the benches for flotation, gusseted here. It's got the factory plug chain still in it. This coating, I think they used to call this Zolatone, and even it is all original and not a scratch or scuff in it that I can see. I think you can touch this stuff up if you need to, but super solid corner gussets, engine or transit support gussets, really nice. 15-inch will be a short shaft. Got brass or bronze oar locks, 3 full seats. Boy, what a nice little boat. Really, really nice, and what a great size too. Fully welded, no rivets below the waterline. This is something I'm not super happy about. He had this hooked up to one of those deals where it lifts it up on your truck, and so he drilled these 2 bolt holes here with those brackets. I'm going to take these out. I'll have to figure out some sort of a nice stainless steel or brass bulkhead plug or something to fill that in. There's also some sort of a weird bow extension here. I'm not super keen on this. This is probably the factory handle right here. This was probably to hook that winch that throws it up on the back of the rack. Stainless steel hardware drilled through the top cap. I think I might just leave that on. I don't think it's too awfully offensive. I've never had a boat with these wheels, but I'm starting to see the advantage of that just for moving the thing around, especially when you don't have a trailer. This will really set up and fish nice. I'm not a big fan of the bench seat across the back. I would much rather have a split seat, basically 2 boxes running this way, which is more popular on modern boats. You see this with the older ones. I don't know that I dislike it enough to fool around with it. Maybe I'll break out, if I ever decide to recoat it, maybe I'll break out the TIG welder and build 2 custom boxes that could flip up for storage. And it's much nicer to sit this way and run your tiller and fish forward than having to go over top of this, in my opinion. That's just from boats in the past. As far as propulsion, what I'll probably end up doing, as I said, is go with electric. Mercury's got a new line called Avator, and they've been out for a couple of years now, and they make an equivalent of a 3.5 horse, I think it's 7.5i, with the integral battery. And I've done a lot of research on those, and those look like really nice engines. It's not going to get the boat up on the plane, but it is very light, 75 pounds or so, and it's going to give me access to all of the lakes that we want to fish, which are electric only. Could go with the trolling motor, but maybe I'll do that in the interim until I can find an Avator. But first order of business is going to be getting some sort of propulsion and definitely a trailer. And then we'll get rigged up and maybe a depth finder. And how about this? Having the original manual and the warranty. It even has all the instructions on how to fit your trailer, care and feeding. Man, that's really, really cool. And the original manual, my goodness, 2000, so this was from 2003. So nice. These are really, really nice boats. This is the H series right here. So this will have all the specs. So 12-foot 3, 162 pounds, and bottom and side 063 thickness and 3-person capacity, 20 horsepower rated. So 20 horsepower would get that thing up and going. But this is the perfect travel lake boat because it's a combination of strength and lightweight. It's not so heavy. 150 pounds is pretty nice. You get boats over 200 pounds and they're kind of hard to manage by one person. But that's really nice to have that. So thank you for indulging me, gentlemen, with my show and tell. I grew up, fishing was such a big part of my life. We grew up on houseboats and water skiing. I have not had a boat since we've been married, 25 years. And in the past, I always had jet boats and sleds and fishing boats and water ski boats. So this is pretty entry level, but this is exactly what we wanted. The Sweet Loaf is constantly on me. Papa, take me fishing. And I just never have really, once you've had a boat, I don't enjoy fishing on the bank. The access is very difficult here, where if you could have a small boat with an electric motor, it just opens up the whole world for you. So we'll get a trailer. Actually, I got my eyes on one that I may go pick up this weekend. I'll bring you along for that. And then I'll keep our eye out for an outboard. Maybe in the meantime, we'll just see if we can find maybe a cheap, like a little Minn Kota trolling motor that'll get us by, at least get us up on the lake and do a little fishing until I can source something that's more permanent. But that's where we're at. Thanks for watching. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.